Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to do the next installment of Would I Buy It? It's been 2 weeks and I think that's enough time to let Trend Mood do what it needs to do and put up some new releases. So that's where we're gonna head to and see what's coming out. If you guys are familiar with my videos, I start from the most recent thing that I see and then work my way back. Before we begin, it's worth noting that this series was created by Samantha here on YouTube. She created the Will I Buy It series and this is my spin on it. I feel like the theme for this video will revolve around Valentine's since it's coming up and a lot of makeup companies come out with thematic collections. BH Cosmetics has the Yummy Truffles blush palettes and there are a lot of palettes here. I'm looking at what seems like 9 different palettes. It kind of looks like those little dishes of chocolates that you get in, like, say, a box or something. And at first glance, looking at all of the palettes together, it is very reminiscent of Valentine's. Pinks, reds, warm oranges, darker chocolates. What's great about this collection is that you can see the transition from lighter shades to medium shades to deeper shades. And although I can't attest to the actual quality of the product, but based on the swatches that I see here, they are swatching fairly well. The placement and the embossment of the product looks very cute. It's just not something that I will pick up because I have a lot of blushes and I make myself feel guilty as it is. MAC has a Petal Power collection that is coming out for spring 2020. It has a metallic pink packaging with cherry blossoms. Very girly, very feminine, but I feel like this is this a reoccurring collection that comes out, or at least the theme? I feel like I've heard Petal Power before. None of the products really speak to me. I'm good with brushes. The lip glosses don't necessarily speak to me and they're plumping. No, I don't like plumping lip gloss. The lipstick is a lot darker than I would gravitate towards to kind of like build onto my collection, and that highlighter is just, it's not me. I'm pretty sure that if I were to put that on my skin, it would be too light. Laura Mercier is coming out with a limited edition flower press design embossed powder. It's a highlighter, and these 2 shades, guys, are definitely my kind of highlighter. They look so good. And something tells me that it's going to be similar to the Bobbi Brown highlighters. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know both qualities of highlighters, you know I love my Bobbi Brown highlighter. So if it's anything like it, yes. But I can't buy it. I can't buy it. I have so many highlighters. I will never finish it. So maybe if I get tired of one and I'm ready to try one out and it's not gone, but I hope it will be so I don't have to think about it anymore, then I would buy it. Laura Mercier, what are you doing with me? Next we have Viseart. Is it Viseart or is it Viseart? I'm not sure. I hear it said both ways. They are coming out with their Valentine's palette and it comes with 12 shades in sophisticated travel-friendly design. And the color scheme is pretty. It doesn't have the more pink or reddish vibe. It definitely leans more purple, kind of lavenderish. I'm not sure if that's like a dark gray, like charcoal color, or a blue. It's kind of hard to tell on the picture itself. I think it would have been better to be like a very rich dark brown, but the color selection overall is pretty. It just leans a little more purple than you would see in like most Valentine's palettes. ColourPop has their own collection for Valentine's and I'm not quite sure what it's called. I think it's All That, and it is a large ColourPop collection. You have eyeshadows, glitters, lashes, lip products, gel liners, eyeliners. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in this collection, but I know that for most of us we're looking at the eyeshadow palette, so let's stick to that. Press glitters, it's still here. ColourPop, when you gonna get the hint? Leave these separate. Leave glitters completely separate. Just stop it. This color theme is more red, more pink, and it has a range from light to dark, and so you can go based on how you feel. Want to keep it light and flirty for the day, maybe vamp it up at night a little bit. So the color selection is, I think, very fitting for Valentine's. For me though, the 2 shimmery shades in the middle and kind of the medium tone Pinks, reds are the only things that I really like, but I can definitely see a lot of people going crazy over this color scheme. Just not sure if they go crazy over these pressed glitters. P. Louise Valentine's Day collection. They have a face palette with 2 highlighters and 18 eyeshadows, and then they do have more primers for the lids. That's what they're pretty much known for. I'm not sure if they've had other products, but I'm very much aware of them because of their eyeshadow primers. I will say though that this palette is very bright and very fun and very Valentine's Day. You have a full color spectrum with different depths. You have corals, you have reds, you have magentas, you have browns, you have pinks. It's the whole Valentine's Day gamut. So very much appropriate for the theme. And I feel like for someone who has medium skin tone and possibly darker skin tones, it's a lot more friendly and more giving than some of the other palettes that we see that incorporates a lot of lighter tones. So in terms of color selection, it looks great. I don't see swatches for the eyeshadows, so more info to come, but good on P. Louise. I think that was a very well thought out color selection, particularly for their eyeshadow palette. This next one is a brand that I've never heard of before, Make Up a Murder. And it is their Valentine's Day collection. There's gonna be an eyeshadow palette and a sponge, but I'm looking at the eyeshadow palette. If these swatches are legit, like real live swatches, that is some pigmented eyeshadows. That is intense, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up, because it's so vivid in the swatch. The color scheme is very much appropriate for Valentine's: pinks, purples, reds, dark shades, light shades. But I'm looking at the swatches, I'm like, damn, that is some swatch power. The individual who has swatched the product on their hands has a tattoo, and it covers the tattoo in color. I don't know if that's generally how swatches go with eyeshadows, and if this is legit, then it's legit. That's pigment. Crazy. Natasha Denona. I've actually watched a couple videos about this collection. It is their Valentine's Day collection with a face palette, some lip products, and then of course the eyeshadow palette. Let's talk about that one because that's what most people like to hear about. The eyeshadow palette, it's not bad, but out of the ones that I've seen, this would probably be the bottom of the list. I don't know why. It just doesn't speak to me. I always find it funny when people say that, but you know what we're trying to say, right? I mean, you have light, medium, dark, you have shimmers, you have mattes. I just don't like the color story. Is it just me? Yeah, I'm even looking at the swatches and I look at it and go, for me, that doesn't really make sense. Like, it doesn't feel as cohesive as some of the other palettes that we've seen. There's like 3 shimmers there that are beautiful, and some of these mattes are great, but together, it doesn't make sense to me. MAC. The Glow Play Blush. It says Belk, new product. I'm not sure what that means. Now, I wanted to talk about this because you guys know I'm a huge fan of MAC, and particularly their blushes and their lipsticks. But when I saw this picture, I'm like, this looks like the mineralized blush. Am I the only one who feels that way? I mean, it's dome like it. It looks more blended, not as marbled as their traditional mineralized blush, but it kind of has that feel. Based on what I'm looking at, it seems that it might be a more opaque version of the mineralized blush, but I don't know if it's enough to like make a whole different style. So I don't think this would be something I would pick up. I've kept some of their mineralized blushes, but it's not my favorite. I prefer their matte formula. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this Would I Buy It, and I hope to see you in the upcoming one, I would say within the next 2 or 3 weeks. If you guys like this makeup look, it's already posted on my Instagram. This lip combination though is different. So off the top of my head, this is MAC's Mahogany lip liner along with their taupe lipstick. I don't know why I needed to close my eyes for that, but I did. As for the other products, check me out on Instagram. First link in the description box down below, where I post a photo of all of my makeup looks along with all the products in the caption. Till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking great care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.